Therapy Army! Last me having you, Therapy Army. There we go. Comedy FC. Big up Hector. Hector's already in early bird. Hector's about better watch out. Comedy FC. Here we go. Here we listen.
Here we go. Here we go.
Comedy anymore. It's Tragic FC. Tragic FC.
Tragic FC. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, man. It is, man. How are you, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. The wind, don't get out there tonight, bro. The wind is moving mad.
Home Bargains. I went to Home Bargains, yeah. And you know the trolley, Nordin? I was like that with a trolley. Yo, I was basically
took you on a little ride.
Bro, I was having teething issues, bro, with my own trolley, man. It's mad. You know what I'm trying to say? But you know what it is? Someone saying here, April's meant to be just raining, bro, but it's cold as well, man. By the way, block this guy, man. There's a guy there. Block that FPL Raptor, man. Block that account, man. He's been spamming people's accounts and that, man. He'll be coming in with other people. But yeah, block him, man. Mods, block him. Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Remove, man. Who's this person? What's wrong with these people, man?
Remember lockdown? Yeah, bro.
People just frustrated people in there. Like, I'm like, how do you have the time? How do you have the time, man?
I don't get it. How do you have time to go and hate on people, man?
How do you have the time, bro?
Crazy.
Life's stressful as it is, and people have got time, honestly. I find out, unless they're like teenagers, you know what I mean? Then I worry about them. I worry about these keyboard little warriors. But Saeed, so honestly, the win is same, bro. I was getting brush mode, and I thought when on my way to work this morning, this morning I was helping. This morning before I went to work, I was helping out a bit.
Yeah.
And then this afternoon, honestly, me and my brolly, both this afternoon, we're taking a battering, bro. Taking a battering this morning.
Yeah.
This afternoon, honestly, the wind is moving me like mad. I'm shifting right, left, and center,
mad, bro. Trust me.
Bullying me. The wind is bullying me, man. Just like Manchester United have been bullying us for 11 years, man.
11 years? You know what I mean? It's mad.
But big up to you, though. The news is that you're back in South Central Money.
South Central Money, man.
Good to be home. Good to be home.
It's good to be home, man, honestly, because you know what it is, Northern, man? Having to go thousands and thousands of miles to go get things, having to do this, going back and forth in an Uber and that. It's just, bro, it was long, man. Going to Old Trafford was long. Everything was long, man. So, man, it's good to be back. And I'm in my living room. The other living room, I've got 2 living rooms, 1 living room over there. That's going to be done hopefully this weekend. I'm going to sort it out by this weekend. And then, bro. Studio. And then we'll be doing Straight Jacket Podcast live together. You know what I mean? And watch alongs and stuff like that. So, it's going to be good, man.
Doing the podcast together, man. 2 hours of chatting football with Saeed, man. I'll even bully in with a. I've got a couple of words for those mans in the big 6. They're not ready for me, mate, to chime in.
There you go. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Big up, man. Listen, big up Riz, man. How's Riz feeling? Yo, before we start, listen. How's Riz feeling? How's Premsy? How's all your Arsenal boys, man? How are they doing, bro?
Bro, they're finished. They're on therapy watch. You know what I mean? They need to come on to United Real Therapy.
They need to come. You know what? I'm telling you, they need to come on. I'm not lying to you. I'm open. They need to come on, man. Just get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
Say what you got to say. Yeah, bro, man. They're worried, man. They're worried. Obviously, they're just thinking to themselves, "Wow, what's going on, man? Like, we're finished out here." So, yeah, bro. Literally, it's good, man. It's good. Like I said, they're all moaning, they're all thinking. But like I said, you know what it is? You can laugh at them, but then you got to realize you're going back to your own home. You got to go back to your own.
But we've been done. Come on, we've been done this season. We were done.
I know. But even then, United can not capitalize on anything that was going on.
We were done out here.
Look at this. Come on. Like, we couldn't capitalize on nobody, bro. It's mad.
Honestly, we're not having that type of season to capitalize on anything, Saeed, because we got a manager and players who are literally playing against us. But big up Tom. Tom, where are you in the world tonight, man? Where are you?
Big up. No, we're in Sheffield today.
Yeah. 7 Hills.
I've had a busy day, lads. I've had a busy day.
Yeah, sorry.
I might tell you after stream anyway.
Yeah. I saw your DM. I was at work. I didn't check it, but big up to you though. Thanks for joining us, bro. Always love.
Big up, man.
Listen, Saeed, we're gonna kick off, man. We're gonna kick off, but
seriously,
Manchester United. I saw your match reaction, and I know you're emotional about talking about that Wayne Rooney business, but come on, the manager needs to suffer, bro. He's took us down.
You know what
he needs to go down.
You know what it is, Lordy? Let me be honest. It's just for me. Yeah, it's like I look at it and I'm like, bro, I just want a fresh change for a little bit. You know, people say it's a short term kind of like, enjoyment. It's like when people do gambling, they get that kind of rush, that kind of feeling of, it may be that, bro. It may be. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather see when you lift that cup, man. I'd be like, Wazza went lifting us a cup. And then it helps him to become a better manager. I don't know. But, I feel like there's more benefits in that than seeing this Ten Hag making me not want to enjoy watching Man United. I don't generally, when I'm putting the game on, I'm like, oh, you have to watch United today. Like, generally, I'm not going to the game on Sunday. And I'm not going all the way to London to see us play rubbish football. I'm not.
No.
I'd rather sit in my own home.
It's time. Listen, I'll be joining you to do the watch.
Yeah.
It's time, energy. Saeed, I'm not like energy. It's time and energy. What time's kickoff, by the way? What time's kickoff?
It's 3:30 kickoff, I think it is.
3:30, yeah, because they've done it.
3:30. So I'll be
on a Saturday.
I'll be at home for what? I'll be at home for like about 11 again, 11:10 because of the traffic and whatnot.
Is it on Sunday? I thought it was on Sunday, isn't it?
Is it on Sunday?
Sorry?
What day is it on?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there, bro. I'll be there. We'll do the watch along. Listen, at the end of the day, you go in spending all that money, going all that way, because if the team could play decent football, you would go. What's the point of going all the way to Wembley when your team's playing crap? Honestly,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't get it. I don't.
Do you know what I mean? So
it's painful watching United on the television than watching them live. It's painful watching them on telly than watching them live.
You see what I mean? So I'm just like, you know what, man? As much as like I said to you, I went to Carabao Cup last year, went to the FA Cup semi-final last year, went to the FA Cup final last year. Bro, it's not the same feeling right now, Nordin. That's what hurts me the most, Nordin. It's not the same feeling. I don't get the same feeling right now. Do you see what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get the same feeling anymore. Like this year just feels like it's different, And that's why 100%. I'm like, you know what, man? Not even worth it, bro, man. You know what I'm saying? I went Bayern Munich this year. Like I said, I've been in places, but now it's like, it becomes a chore now to watch United because of the way they don't make you enjoy watching them. You don't. Let's be honest. Liverpool, we got that little bit of period in the second half. Majority of the game, it was rubbish.
So there's a period where we do that. Listen, big up to Khalees Marila Chivere United Real Therapy. Big up to our Natalie. We've not seen her, the queen of the chat. Natalie, we've not seen you for a bit, but I don't blame you. Even though this is a therapy channel, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, it's crazy. Some of these people are just coming for me today. I don't know why.
What are they saying?
Spammers. Just some of these spammers. These spammers. Just getting blocked. Getting blocked. But big up, listen, big up. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, man. Jam-packed show for tonight. Let's go. We just finished Straight Jacket. What number was it, Saeed?
278. 278.
Wow, 78, nearly 80, another landmark. When it gets to 300, we said we do a little boot, we'll get together, man, in Manny. We'll do a little get together, man.
Definitely.
Big up to everybody, but listen, love and light. So let's get into it, people. So we've got jam-packed show for you tonight. Let's get into it, Saeed, right? Diego Dalot gives an interview. Yeah, big up Tom and Saeed.
Oh, bring us the quotes. Do the quotes. Show me the quotes again. I did see the interview.
Khalees, if you can get the quotes from Diego Dalot, that'd be amazing. But basically, just to sum it up, I don't know if you and Tom have seen it. He basically was like, conceding 20 shots is something that we've got to do something about. The manager was like, oh, it don't matter that we don't get that many. They don't get that many on target. And he's like, no, we can't do this. He basically was saying, we can't do this. We cannot concede 20 shots a game. And he's contradicting what the manager said, like, oh, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It does matter. So it's crazy. But I'm like, and then obviously, big up to Khalees Medine Lassie. Let me just get this quote about Anthony. And I'm like, yo, I've got I've got people who I trust who saw Anthony out on Saturday night, and when people were asking him if he was injured, he was like, "Nah, I'm not injured."
Wow.
You know what I mean? So here we go. Anthony trained the Man UFC on Friday. However, he felt some discomfort Saturday morning after discussion. It was decided that he should not travel to. Well, he's telling fibs then to people out here. You know what I mean? And people who speak the lingo as well, if you know what I mean, Side. These people are not people who don't speak the lingo. You know what I mean? There's no loss in translation. Let me put it that way. There's people who speak lingo, mate, who understand Portuguese. Who understand. Shout out the people. You know who you are.
Yeah, shout out Andy. Hope you will.
Yeah. But big up. Where's Andy? Is that Andy? Mr. Andy Tate? Is that Andy?
No. Andy Huxley. He comes to the ground, sits next to me in the East Stand.
Big up Andy. Big up Andy. Love. Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But the quotes, here we go. Diego Dalot, this is what he says. On conceding so many shots, it's been one of our concerns. Maybe we need to try a bit more compact as a team. Don't try to make the gap between defenders and midfield too big. There you go. He even spells it out like, oh my God, he spells it out. He spells it out, man.
Second bit as well.
Yeah, he spells it out. And then the second bit, sometimes they counter on the counter attack. Sometimes we have to improve because it's been nowhere near good enough for the level of this club. Come on now. Uzi. Let's read between the lines there, Saeed. Come on.
Yeah.
Tom, let's read. Tom, you're a journalist. You are a journalist there. Who is he talking about? First, he diagnoses the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Diagnoses the problem, like all of us, and then he lays the blame where the blame needs to be laid at.
Listen, Dr. Diego, innit, guys? Dr. Diego.
Dr. Diego, mate. Dr. Diego, mate.
We already know where he's circling with the words that he's saying. He's circling towards the coaching staff. And predominantly it will be Erik ten Hag. He sets the tactics. He defines the formation. He ultimately is in charge. He has the final say on everything. He obviously consults his team, but he's the final operator. He's the guy who says, we're going to play 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-3-3, whatever it is. We're going to be more compact in the opposition half. They obviously have team briefings. But listen, Diogo Dalot, for me anyway, what I know is I think he's a good reader of the game, and I think he understands where things are going wrong. I think a lot of wide players, especially to play wide in the Premier League, you have to be very intelligent, either a full-back or a forward. Either side of the game, I think you have to be very intelligent to know where the game's going wrong, because you can easily get shut out of a game. Either you have two attacking players that are bombing on your side and you're having problems, or you're going to compact the attacking players and then they need to find a solution to get round why they're being blocked out of the game almost. You see it many a times, but Dalot anyway, where he knows that the space in midfield, it's far too lackey. And Casemiro, you said it, Said. Anyway, I've heard you before.
Yeah.
When you said that Casemiro, he's not a good traveller of the pitch. He doesn't get around. He doesn't get about the pitch or anything. He's not a mobile player. But if he needs to go into a 50-50 challenge, 9 times out of 10 he comes out with a ball. That's his game. He's not a mobile DM. He doesn't, go flying into tackles 30 yards away and chase after wingers and all this. He's not that player. And I don't necessarily think this version of the Premier League suits him at all. But the fact that you've hung the guy out to dry and you're not prepared to compensate to help the guy out, even the defenders that are behind him are saying what the problem is now to Erik ten Hag. But he's done nothing about it, guys. He's fucking stubborn. He's shrewd. There's no plan B. There's not even a fucking plan A anymore. Nobody can tell me what even the plan A is. But
no plan A, no plan B.
With the counter-attacking scenario that he said, especially on transition, we are terrible. We don't have the line. Most teams that play this high line system, guys, they either catch you offside or they always have that one trailing player in the 4-man defence that if a player gets in behind, they can sprint 50, 60 yards and make a last-ditch tackle. Walker does it for City. You've got it at Arsenal. Ben White's quite quick for Arsenal. You would say from what you saw in the Champions League, you would probably say a similar thing with Liverpool. Van Dijk's quite rapid, even for a big bloke at his size, his stature. Like, there's always that one player who can almost bail you out in many cases. For me, if I had to look at our back line, I'd say that's Dalot anyway. I think he's our quickest defender. But the high line system, we don't hold it well at all. So when you get counter-attacked on, I've seen it so many times this season from the Wolves game at the start, even up until now, guys, the two centre-halves are always isolated with like 2 or 3 attacking players on transition, and they're outnumbered completely. And a smart and intelligent team knows when to pass the ball, what weight of the ball. They know it because they've worked together as a partnership for free, or a trio for like years. They know how to rip you apart, essentially. But for what I take from Diogo Dalot, anyway, I think he's dubbed the manager out. And look, I'm not going to say too much on it anyway, but other players have dug the manager out before. Rashford's dug the manager out by his tactics in the media. Harry Maguire did it. I think, was it at Fulham when we won 2-1? And he was saying, what the fucking hell are we going on defensively? We were getting deconstructed. You said the same thing with players like McTominay. McTominay's criticised the formation before, saying it's not balanced and we don't have enough legs to cover in the midfield. Listen, all different players have called it out for what it is. But they don't talk about it enough now, but they only talk about it now when the shit's hit the fan and Man United are suddenly, if Chelsea win their 2 games in hand, mate, we go 9th or 8th or 9th.
Oh, I love that.
And we're shitting bricks.
You know, I love to see that, Tom. Tom, you know I love to see that, innit? I even think this club deserves the bottom half finish. But
relegation.
Listen,
Relegation.
100%. Get me closer to there. Get rid of the effing Glazers. Big up to Derrida one says, can't handle the City doing another treble. Big up. So, listen, I'll ask you simple. But to me, the timing of it is damning. Because Diogo Dalot, big up Kelly's for Lassie, by the way, if I'm getting all the quotes. Chief of the United Real Therapy. Big up to you.
Yeah, big up Kelly's.
Appreciate you always.
Always.
Yeah, big up Kelly's, yeah. But to me, it's the most damning indictment when a player talks about it, like literally dissects your tactics. Us fans doing it, but him actually doing it, it's worrying, Saeed. Honestly, that is worrying. Because the manager contradicted him and said, oh, it don't matter how many shots we concede, they're not always on target. I mean, look at that. Talk about concourse.
Copium. It's also, you know what it is? When someone doesn't want to believe something, and they just like, you know what it is? He's looking at it from a surface level. He's probably thinking, yeah, man, but it's still not, but I'm like, bro, but you do realize the way we get split open is the way that the shots are coming from. So you're not understanding where the source of the problem is. And the source of the problem has been so, for me, alarming throughout the whole season. Everybody's seen it. The source of our problems has been absolutely alarming. It's not been good enough. Everybody knows it and everybody should listen to it. We have been very, very poor. And ultimately, like I said to you, when I look at the shots and whatnot, I think they're getting more dangerous. But you know what it is as well? It sets a precedent, though, to teams. Wow, you can get 20 shots a game here. So if we can just take 2 of them or 3 of them or whatever we want to do, we can be all right. We never know when we're beaten. We're always going to get chances. Like we can be. It sets the game plan up as well for them to be very, very, onto us. They press us. Look at the way Bournemouth were pressing us. It sets a bad precedent that the fact that you are basically weak and you are basically, you're gettable. And, imagine that was Fergie. You know what, Fergie, is known to be conceding these amount of shots, and we used to put fear into them. Now teams are now thinking, you know what, you can get shots on these lot. Go get the shots in first down. Let's go get them straight away. And that's the problem, man. We're easy to play against. And that is a bad, bad rep to have. I'm sorry. Bad, bad rep.
Hey, listen, to hold you to that, big up, like Rashid said, Nuruddin, Malassi have been to Holland for months. Listen, he's recovering from injury. You can forgive him now. Unana went back to Milan. We were talking about getting people back from the Straight Jacket podcast, Saeed. I'll take Unana. I'll get him a backie. I'll forget flying. I'll take him on the bike for the whole summer back to Inter Milan. I'm telling you now, I'll do that right now. A footballer for his former club, transfer partying in Belfast. The club, where's this great discipline? What happened to all that great discipline from this manager, Saeed? What happened to it? Where are we with that?
He overlooked it, though,
no
didn't he, with
discipline.
Rashford?
No
He
discipline.
overlooked it.
No discipline.
Where's that discipline? No discipline, mate. So this idea about, this is doing that, it's not here, mate. It's not here. At the end of the day, it's simple. It's absolutely simple. Manchester United are in the mud as a football club. And for me, a bottom half finish is what we deserve. Bottom half finish where Manchester United be. Our midfielders can't hold the ball for 5 seconds. The ball is a bomb. Why Bruno and Casemiro left Manu alone in the back? Why is Mount play at the number 6? Why McTominay is our choice? We need to change. It's absolutely mad in terms of the positioning. I'm going to put this inside and I'm going to stay with you quickly. David Onstein has come out and said, I've just seen the tweet just now. He's basically said they've not made a decision on Eric Ten Hag. That's a sound to your ears, isn't it? That's a soundtrack to your ears, isn't it, Saeed?
Yo, you know what's mad, yeah? I look at it and I'm like, Ineos are just, I don't know what they're doing, man. They're pissing around with my man, Dan Ashworth. They're pissing around with Joe Wilcox, man. And now they're pissing around with his manager, bro, because it's getting to that point now. We're in the end of April. Bayern Munich are sorting their manager out. You know, Barcelona are going to probably find out their manager soon. You know, everyone's making moves, man. Liverpool are making their moves. You know, everyone's got to be making moves, man.
But change is coming,
you know
Saeed.
he's not.
Change is coming. Everybody told me change is coming, mate. They've said all this about stadiums and everything.
But you know what it is,
now.
It's the biggest one, though. It must be Brailsford that's making this decision of sacking the manager, because obviously Omar Barada's not here, and he feels like he's the mouthpiece. He feels like the one that's got the eyes and ears, and he's the one that's basically...
man, though, to be fair to him.
Yeah, he's his right-hand man. Yeah. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, you need to make a decision, man, because like the more you keep it going and the more you keep it, you know, that's why there's toxicity in the fan base, because we're thinking to ourselves, what's going on, Noreen and Tom? Like, what's going on? Are you not making a decision? Are you not going to do anything?
But Saeed, listen, let me tell you what he said, so see if you agree. He said Manchester United this season are looking for a striker, a left back, a centre back, a striker, and a midfielder. 4 players. Do you think we need more? I think we need way more than that.
So what did you say? What did you say? Centre back what?
He said a left back, a centre back, a striker, and a midfield player, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, we need 2 midfielders. I think 2 strikers. I know it's not possible, but 2 midfielders, 2 strikers, left back, centre back.
2 centre halves for me.
2 centre halves. Yeah, well there you go. Because if you're losing Varane and you're gonna lose if Martinez has got his injury record, you know what I mean? Evans, I don't know why I'm going to give him a new contract. I don't want it really personally. Let's not do this again. Like, it started off well.
But... We can't clap him.
Good Johnny, lad.
Yeah, he's done well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done well. Let's stop the gimmick now. Let's stop the gimmick now that he's been a good signing. And let's stop the idea of, yo, man, like, he needs to stay forever. And come on now. Let's not do this now. You know, yeah, he's been here and he's done his thing and that, but let's now, come on, man. Let's be real now. You know, because now it's getting to the point now where I'm like, bro, like, are we keeping him now forever? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean, bro? Like, what are we doing here? And that's my worry, Nordin, is that we're now thinking like, you know what? We can keep him. Nah, mate. You know what I'm saying? He's got to go. That's for me personally. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't want this idea that we got cheap signings because that means then it doesn't force the hands of the Glazers to sign, you know, another player. You know, he can't finish a game. He's injury prone now, so let's stop it now. You know, so and
that's
he's
where
having
recruitment
the effects.
comes in, though.
Yeah, go on. Then, sorry.
That's where recruitment comes in, though. Said you need someone like a Dan Ashworth to put all the people, put his team together internally at United, so then you don't necessarily buy players that are going to have a problem later down the line. So when you set up data on analytics, you'll wipe away all of the players that might have had, I don't know, they might be, say, 21 years old, which is the sort of age that you'd want to target players for development.
Yeah.
But from that age, some players might have had 4 or 5 injuries, and it might have been recurring. So then, through data analysis, you wipe away those players. So then you're getting fully fit players who inevitably have either never been injured or have had the slightest knock, which might be like a couple of days, or it might be tonsillitis, whatever it is. So then you're getting the right sort of profile of players, and you're not necessarily, and those 21-year-old players, mate, when Manchester City go knocking at the door or Liverpool or somebody, they get the play for like 15, 20 million. Man United come knocking 30, 40 million pounds. And you know something, Saeed, as much as what you've just said there about the players, what you just said about the players, I think Ratcliffe and everybody Brailsford, I think they're starting to understand the weight of what Manchester United means in football. Because I think Jim, especially, is getting desperate with this with Ashworth to the point where Brailsford can't negotiate this deal. So Ratcliffe's had to come in now. He's gone up to Newcastle thinking he's Jack the Lad or Geordie. He's gone up there and he's had to wine and dine with Amanda Staveley and trying to get this £20 million to go and disappear. But they're not budging. Why would they budge? They don't need to, guys. We need a sporting director. They can go and recruit somebody on the open market right now, no problem. Newcastle have the money to get anybody that they want. Directors don't cost anything towards financial fair play because it's not an in-game player that you're buying. It's a director. So for Manchester United's argument, if we were a serious football club side, as much as you're saying about the manager and why he's still here, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, if you're supposed to be these guys who are brilliant negotiators who can do deals, and you've done a deal with the Glazer family, so you must know how to do some sort of negotiation. If you can do these deals, why don't you just walk away from Ashworth? I don't necessarily think he's anything generational. There's other sporting directors you can get out there, guys, for less than £20 million. You can do.
God, I don't know what they're doing.
There's Paul Mitchell who's on the open market.
Yeah.
Paul Mitchell's on the open market. There's Berta at Atletico Madrid who's flirted saying that he wants to go to a different league. It can be done, guys. You can get people out of clubs. They've got Omar Barada out of the fortress that is Man City. And they've paid him peanuts to get him out. It can be done.
It's mad, yeah. So
if they wanted to say that they were serious, move on from Dan Ashworth then.
Listen,
leave the guy in gardening leave. Let him do what he wants.
Genuinely. Listen, big up. There's nearly 200 of you in here. Please get the likes up for the video.
Come on, like the video, man.
Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, people. Because we're shadow banned. Because we shout for the oppressed. And we shout against the oppressor.
Yeah.
But YouTube apparently don't like that. I actually really like this kid, you know. I need to watch him to the end of the season.
He's aggressive.
But if they go
I like
down,
him as well.
Yeah, if they go down 25 million, 30 million, I'll have him snap, mate.
Yeah. Barcelona want him. You've got to be quick.
Guys. I don't even think they'd want that because they've got financial problems, haven't they, Forrest? They've been done for the
they've got financial issues.
They've had points deductions for it. Yeah. They've been overpaying for players through FFP, so they need to make up some money from somewhere. I don't think they'd be able to negotiate that great anyway. But at the end of the day, like, you've just said there, though, mate. You've just said there, 20, 25 million, you'd have him. Man United come to the door, mate. It's 40, 50.
No,
and they're in the championship. They're in the championship and they do it. We had this a couple of years ago when we looked at that Norwich kid. What was it? Aarons, wasn't it? The fullback who had
Max
Barcelona, Bayern Munich. He had over top European clubs that wanted him, but Norwich saw all these clubs coming and they slapped 40, 50 million on the kid, and he never went anywhere. And I think he's now at Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I think he played against him recently.
He is.
But he's a brilliant player at that time, guys. You're saying the exact same like this Murillo guy, Nuruddin. If you want to go there as Man United and rock up there, they're going to overcharge you. And that's what I mean. They don't have the balls. I don't necessarily think
we've got a good relationship
with them. Have the balls to walk away from the deal.
We've just sold them. We've just given them Elanga. Elanga's been one of their better players this season. It's
15
been one of
million. Nowhere near enough.
There
we go. 30 million for that.
And there you go. So they can return the favor. Big up Lalil Rashid.
What? Why would they? When they know United now, even more so.
They can take the piss, mate. This is what I'm saying.
Because they've got a dedicated young footballer that might bring them back from the Championship to the Premier League.
Look at Dean Henderson yesterday, bro. Now we only sold it for 15 million. You could have got more, probably.
Everybody's thriving. Everybody who leaves. Listen, forget. I look at Koba. Winning the league by Leverkusen, Mill. That's crazy.
Mensa as well.
Oh, that's crazy. Big up. Oh, by the way, Said, I posted it in the group, but that kid that we're linked with, what's his name? Frimpong, is naughty, man. He's naughty. Grab Shaka and it's like, Shaka, you left Arsenal, you want to leave.
You know why? On the day Arsenal dropped points as well. On that same time, Arsenal dropped points.
I want to see a United fan. Who does he support that kid? He's dunking. He supports one of the English teams, definitely. But big up to
but he's cheeky. He's cheeky though, man. Tell you that.
Lahaley. Big up Lahaley says here, Nuruddin, 25 years ago, 14th of the 4th, 1999, we were en route to a treble involving one of the greatest games, FA Cup semi-final replay against Arsenal. Now look at where we are, forced to watch.
Bro, look at where we are, man.
Life in football is a humbler. It's an absolute humbler. To me, that treble season, I will never, ever forget about that treble season. That 2 weeks of madness. Oh, my goodness. I'll never forget watching that game at home. And, you know, Beckham, I know the goals. I know exactly how I was celebrating, how crazy I was going. That Beckham, Sheringham brings it down, lays it off to Beckham. First of all, I looked at the lineup in that game against Arsenal. I was like, no, I was like, no, the two Dark Destroyers, they're not here. The two Dark Destroyers are not here, man. Andy Cole and Dwight York. No, Andy Cole, Dwight York. I'm like, oh my God. I think Solskjaer might have played on the right wing, if I'm not mistaken. And Beckham played inside midfield, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. Anyway.
Yeah, I think they did, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They did.
Oh my goodness. That's what happened was just the most glorious thing. And I remember in one game, I went through all of the different motions. What's in them get sent off? Roy Keane gets sent off. Phil Neville gives the penalty away. Giggs scores one of to me, the greatest FA Cup goal in the history of the FA Cup, mate.
Yeah.
The greatest FA Cup goal. You know, we go, Vieira, Vieira, give Giggs the ball, and Arsenal, fuck off.
Yep.
That's one of my favourite chants, you know. Remember when he came to Old Trafford last season with Palace? I remember I was at the street, I was like, Vieira, and when he went at halftime.
Remember the first game of Ralph Rangnick when we won, because we won 1-0, didn't we, the game, but then he was getting absolutely cooked.
Palace.
He was getting that, the whole Old Trafford was going crazy. He was going to me, Gerrard, we cooked Gerrard as well. You know what I mean? That was the best, you know what I mean?
Steve Gerrard.
He fell on his foot. He gave it to Denver. And then you know what he did, Tom? He put his hands in his pockets and looked back at the strap.
Bit of chuddy in, bit of swagger.
Honestly, you know what? Chewing his gum, mate. But half time, I was giving it to him, mate. See, I got everybody around me singing that song, mate. Even the pensioners were singing that song with me. You love to see it. We used to be a club. We could do that. When do you ever see me have a go at other clubs, side? You never see me.
I know.
I don't. Because my own club is trolling me. My own club is trolling me.
They're trolling you. They're telling you Nuruddin, right?
11 years in a row, trolled.
Yeah.
11 seasons of trolling.
You know something?
You know what's mad? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
He's gone either way. Just wondering if they're waiting for him to answer rather than pushing him through. But apparently, you just want to say that they're only paying 10 million if he goes to the end of the season. But if they sack him now, it's 20 million.
Five.
Oh, 5. Is it 5? Yeah.
5 at the end of the season because he has 1 year left.
Yeah. So
1 year left,
save that 5. Save that 5, mate. Save that 5. Listen, you know what, that 5? Go and get a new medical team. Go and get me a new medical team, man.
For real.
You'd save 15 million anyway if you choose not to sack him now. But this is what I get. I understand what Saeed was saying when he said bring in Rooney till the end of the season. If you sack Ten Hag now, you have to pay him £15 million compensation out, and then you'll have to hire Wayne Rooney or whoever, albeit for 6 games. They want a couple of million to do it. It's Man United. Load your pockets up, lads. Then you've got to bring in a coaching team for 5 or 6 games. Load your pockets up as well, lads. That might be another that might be that 5 million that we're just on about saving there. You've suddenly spent 20 million just to get to the end of the season with 6 games to go. How embarrassing is that? But if it's going to happen anywhere, where's it going to happen, lads?
This is
United. That's what I'm saying. If it's going to happen anywhere, and also they're going to probably think, you know what, like, want to win the FA Cup. Like, is the team right in the right frame of mind to win the FA Cup?
They won't get if they go like this, Saeed. I can honestly sit and tell you they'll get embarrassed against Coventry. Coventry last season, they're on a mission, that sort of football club, because they should be in the Premier League. They lost out by 1 penalty to get to this league and play against Man United at Old Trafford, everywhere. That is their cup final. They're not there yet, but that is their cup final. And it is almost that Wigan story from
Facts.
years ago, isn't it, lads? That Wigan story that Manchester City got to the
Listen,
final.
to be fair, they've not been on form, Tom.
Mm.
They've been losing the last couple of games.
Yeah, they lost their best player to sport in that strike, didn't they? What's his name?
Gokares.
Yeah, they lost the kid to over there. I think he had the
But Tom,
championship
their form has
record.
dipped since they've been through to the FA Cup semi-final. Their form has drastically dipped.
That's the big game, though, Nuruddin. Forget the form and everything aside for 1 second.
Yeah,
that's
big
the
game
of their lives.
That day,
Robinson,
can you imagine? It's you know what, football works like in the most poetic ways as well. That Matt, it had to be him. But listen, big up Richie. Richie said, I wasn't born yet when we won the treble. Listen, you were somewhere inside your dad, pal. Your dad was alive. Your dad was alive, pal.
Your dad was alive. Your dad was
alive, mate. Unless he was a City fan, Richie. Or a Liverpool fan. Your dad was alive, mate. Big up to you.
Your dad was alive, man.
Listen, let's get into this thing with Saeed. I'm going to ask you the simple question. I'll come to Tom as well.
Yeah.
We know who's going. We've been told Donny van der Beek, Martial. We've said it, Straight Jacket podcast. 78. Check out Saeed TV. But let me say this. Who in the starting lineup that was on that pitch on Saturday this needs to go?
For me, bro, where do we start? Maguire. I feel like for me, Bruno Fernandes still, Rashford. I look at who else is in there. I think ultimately, the Casemiro situation for his own benefit and his own good, I feel like for me, it's one of them where I get that he's going to leave. So I understand the frustration from the fan base, that the people want him to go. I feel like as well for him, his own sanity. He said he's not been sleeping well as well. Have you noticed that? He's not been sleeping well.
Would you say when you're having nightmares of half a midfield in front of you, mate?
Like, what the heck's going on? Like, man's not sleeping well and that. It's crazy, man. It's absolute madness. But that's another one as well. Yeah, bro. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things I would change, man. And I feel like ultimately the fan base, need to be accepting of a lot of changes that will happen at the football club. They need to be accepting of it, man. I don't think half of them are accepting it. I don't think half of them... Like, for me, if you told me Casemiro and Varane were leaving, but then we also said that Maguire, McTominay and them were leaving, I'll be on board. Because that means there's fair energy across the board.
Bruno.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're then getting rid of the high wages, but they're not getting rid of the guys who have been part of failures, the reason why we've been giving wages to these players because Man United can't attract players without big wages, without having the big wages. Let's be honest. Let's just call it as you see it. We attract players because we give them big wages. Like, Man United is still a pull, but not without the big wages. So, you can go and take out these players, but if you're then still keeping the players that, don't what do you call it? You know what I mean? Like, that's just in terms of the manager or whatnot, like, are negative towards him, and then when it gets tough, they pull down, and then they do whatever they want to do, and they start mowing and start leaking things out. Like, that's them players that have been here for so long. It's not the Varanes and the Casemiros. No, it's not. No, it's easy because again
they've not sacked a manager.
Again, they've come, and they've got the wages. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, 100%. Tom, quickly, who deserves to go? Do you agree with Saeed? It's the same players. Let me just get this from Mateus first of all. Mateus, listen. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, people believe in the book or the religions believe in different things. Everybody has their right, but one thing about Islam teaches you to have respect for humanity, and it literally says in the quote, when we kill one person, it's like the killing of all of humanity. When you save one person's life, it's like you save the whole of humanity. So if you want to go and be brainwashed by Islamophobic people who pick and take apart aspects of any book, whether it's the Bible, the Torah, you can do it to every religious text and pick and choose what you want to try to justify. People can do that. But bro, we love and have respect for you. So don't bring that stuff here, man. It's not, if you want to follow me on Twitter, we can get into a space and then have a proper discussion, no problem. I'm not running away from nothing, you know me. I like a debate. But big up people, please keep smashing a like on the video. Tom, Do you see that Bruno needs to go? Rashford for me, Maguire needs to go. Luke Shaw, even the people who are there, but the regular starters for me need to go. We need to have a clear up. I feel, me personally, some of these players are so damaged by these results that there's no forward to them coming back. That's why we see the football we see. That's why we see the indiscipline. To me, I'd rather start with a new coach and 6 players into the starting lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you completely. If I had to go through the team of what we saw at the weekend, like what you did with Saeed, for me with Onana, I'd give Onana a chance with a new manager who he's never worked with before. Most of his career, I think people forget this, he's been with the same guy, which is Ten Hag. He had 1 season with Inzaghi, and that was it. And then he was brought to Manchester United back with Ten Hag. He's never really had a proper coaching philosophy away from the manager. But when he did, you saw one of his best seasons, which was where at Inter Milan under Inzaghi. So I'd want to see him with a new manager, and then if it doesn't work there, then you can completely put water over the fire and say, well, there's nothing left to answer to. He's just not good enough for Manchester United. So I'd give maybe Onana another chance with a new manager. Dalot, to be fair to him, I think even through all the shits of this season, I think he's been our best player. I think he deserves to stay. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I like the way that he reads the game. He clearly has an insight into football off of the pitch as much as on it. I think he's a good player that you want to have when you can see in game as a player. He's the sort of player that a manager would want because he can see in the context of the game where things are going wrong, and he'll make the minor adjustments for a manager. I think he'd take instructions on well if it meant that it doesn't lead to a goal, or it means that Manchester United can have more ball possession or whatever it is. I'd give Dalot a go. For me, Kwambala, look, he made a mistake and everything. I can forgive young lads like that. He's been thrown into the firing line.
Young defenders, that's what they learn from.
Young defenders, that's what they learn from. But the one thing that I think with Kwambala anyway, we don't send these players out on loan enough. I'd send him to the Championship for a year, let him play consistently, week in, week out, 3 games a week, FA Cup and Carabao Cup, fucking Johnson's Paint Trophy, let him play in all of them for a full season, and let's see what the kid can give. Because the Championship is about what? You've got to be defensively solid to survive in that league. So it'll be a good league.
Tom, hold on there. Let me just answer this.
Let
me just answer this, Tom, quickly. He says here, Windy says, Rashford, Bruno, McTominay are not going anywhere. It's not happening. I don't think you understand, Windy. Rashford for his own good. I don't want Rashford to be the scapegoat. For the scapegoat of his own sanity. You've seen it this season. Very dysfunctional. I have never heard of Rashford any other time, all throughout all the chaos, going out on a bench drinking. He went out bench drinking, man. He needs to go for his own sanity, where it goes to a stable football club where he could just focus on playing football other than being the poster boy. Because clearly he's not the poster boy. It brings Manchester United bring too much pressure for you to be the poster boy. We're not stable enough. We don't have the coach. We don't have all of that type of stuff around him. But 100%, I agree with both of you. What both of you have said, Tom. And these players need to be leaving. And I would use. But Sai, do you agree with me? Should we use the budget to get rid of the players this season? I would, honestly, because we're not winning the league anytime soon. So we're not champion. We're not going to the Champions League. No point qualifying. We need to start somewhere.
Quality.
No, but
we need to see quality, though.
We need to see quality. With the coaching, after 4 or 5 months, you should see a bit of style of play. But we're going to have to cut the umbilical cord right sooner than later. To me, I'd rather take the hit next season, because this season's been shit, for us then to have the next summer and the January to bring in players, but get rid of the players. That's been our biggest issue at this football club. Use majority of the budget to get rid of players. I would applaud them. If Ineos did that, I swear to God, I won't call them quarter-sexuals. No, I won't call them quarter-sexuals. I wouldn't, because I'd be like, this is the way to do it.
Okay. No, listen, I don't think for me, I would do it. I want a bit of balance, if I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't want it just to be all, you know what I mean, out, and this and that, like, you know what I mean? And Andy's right. Who wants them, man? This is the biggest issue. You know, when you have like trash, and you know what I mean, you've got it sitting there for so long. You know, at the end, nobody wants it, man.
You know what you're doing? You're just buying their contracts out. You buy their contracts out, and then they're free agent.
We
Hurrah!
can't even get rid of this manager. So how we get? You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, he's
right,
saying the manager's gone. I'll be absolutely you heard it here first. Let me come close for the camera. I'll be absolutely gobsmacked, even if he wins the FA Cup, if this manager's here next season.
Yeah. But I'm saying this though, you know, I don't think for me, United are gonna do it, man, because this is what they always do. They're cheap, absolute. You know what? Yeah, they won't do it. They won't buy out people's contract. They will just say, right, who can take these players off us, and we might not sell it for much. But I'm not really bothered about profit what we make this summer. This summer is just about getting rid of them. Get rid of Maguire, McTominay.
Reshuffle.
When I see McTominay getting a new Adidas deal, and I seen it, you know, United with Adidas and whatnot, it's just, I don't know. I'm just putting two and two together, Nuruddin. I really am. You know, Maguire still playing for England, still big part of their plans. He'll probably make the next World Cup as well. You know, so, bro, Nuruddin, I'm being serious with you, man. I believe they're staying, and that's the thing. What they need to do though, what I said to Ten Hag, he made a mistake here, was you got to put these guys in the reserves. Let them know, yo, you're not part of the plans. And this is why I believe a top manager comes in and says, yo, you man are on the reserves, mate. Reserves, yeah? You man are on the reserves. You're not playing, you're on the reserves. Yeah? So hold that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I said it. But again, you don't do that.
Listen, before I let you go, I know that you need to go and prep up for your show, for your watch along. Make sure you check him out for the Chelsea.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Is it Chelsea? Who's playing? Chelsea Burnley?
Chelsea against Everton, man. It's going to be a good game, man.
Listen, I'll probably tune into your chat log. But the last question for you. As a Manchester United fan who lives in Manchester, who has majority of family who are dirty blues, majority of your family, majority of the households, you know what I mean, your siblings, too many of them are City fans, right? It's only you and Bruno United fans. Am I right? Is it you and Bruno?
Yeah.
It's only you and Bruno, right? How would it feel to see them do another treble side?
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I don't think I can cope. I'll be honest with you. If we do that, we're finished. We're finished. I'm saying, and you know what? Uncomfortable conversations maybe about Fergie in terms of Guardiola might be the best manager we've seen in the Premier League, if not the world ever. If he could do back-to-back trebles, don't think there's much arguing about that. So, yeah, man, it's very, very uncomfortable conversations. But I think right now, for me even to kind of think about that, it's gonna be crazy.
Lads, I'd book all three of us on a private plane and we'll go somewhere.
Yeah, we go all together.
We'll desert the country for like summer. Nobody, no real therapy or anything.
That's seriously on a genuine one. Not on a genuine one, right? You do a lot of watch-alongs, yeah. Where do you see City dropping points in the next hub? Can you tell me any place where they're dropping?
Tottenham away.
And we're begging there as well with Tottenham because they're falling off a little bit now, innit? They can see the goals right, left, and centre. That's the only game you see them, don't you?
Tottenham away. That's it. Maybe as well. And that is it.
Listen, let the people know, Saeed, where they can find you in a Saeed TV across.
Yeah, man. Saeed TV, man. Big up, man. Big up.
And you're doing a watch along. You're doing a watch along.
And a big six. And a big six later on.
Yeah, big up. Yeah. Love people. Love Saeed, man. Big up, bro. Appreciate
man.
it.
Big up,
Tom. Listen, you talk to me now, pal. Talk to me, Tom. Talk to me on this one. Honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna cope, Tom. I swear, I'll definitely have to move house if City will do another treble. I need to find a place where City fans can't find me, because you know what they do? The ones who I live close by, they get their kids to write the result and post it. Letterbox.
You told me about it before. Your neighbour's one as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your neighbour's a City fan.
Honestly, Tom, it'd be a declaration of duty by this football club to stop that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We had the chance to stop it last year, didn't we? And what happened? They fucking scored me in 20 seconds. So, and I was there. I was even there. I witnessed it. That's what made me even more bad about the whole thing.
Oh, yes, I forgot, Tom. You were there. You saw it.
I even said about you getting down on the coach to go to the game. It was terrible. It was honestly terrible. But like I say, with the way that City are, the thing that holds water with City against Liverpool and Arsenal is they know how to do it. They've been there, they've seen it, they've achieved it, they've done it. There's no expectation with City. The minimal for City this season, I think, arguably was win one of the Champions League or the Premier League. I don't think anybody was going to expect them to win all three again and complete it again. But it's on the cards. And look, the only thing that I think holds water, Man United are a fucking wet fish in this. I am honestly concerned because I think if Coventry get a goal up at Wembley and Reading, with the way our players are, we couldn't even play decent football against Newport earlier in the earlier rounds of this competition. It was shocking. We went to Wigan. We went to Greater Manchester. We went to Wigan and Greater Manchester. We played shocking there, and we got away with it. We played shocking against lower league ties whenever we've been drawn against them, and we've played shocking. Manchester United, in terms of what they did with Liverpool, it might have put a little bit of a dent in the spanner in the works. Fair enough. You've done that with Liverpool. Arsenal was going to be the game that we'd have at the end of the season if you wanted to capitulate it for Arsenal. That was fine. That's whatever. But there's no escaping that Manchester United, as fans, you're going to have to hold it at the end of the season. Because either you're going to have City win the league or potentially win the treble, like we're all saying now. Liverpool will win the league and they'll equal the record. Or Arsenal will win the league in front of your very eyes if you ever go to Old Trafford. Or if you're like Nuruddin, you're a season ticket holder, you go to every home game that you can go to. And everybody goes to the final home game of the season if you can make it. Everybody does that. So you're going to have to see it. And if you'll either see it in between your eyes, you'll see a big 20 next to Liverpool's record, or you'll see City win that league. And if they get to the final, Nuruddin, they'll win it again. If they get to that final, they'll win it again because the teams on the opposite side of the draw to them, I think they can beat every single one of them. I honestly do. I don't think City would look at Paris, Barcelona, Dortmund. I don't think they look at any of them teams with any fear at all. I don't. Atletico Madrid, they've beat them many a time before. I don't think they look at that side of the draw and think anything of it. If Pep gets to that final, I think they'll just do what they did last year. They'll play against a team like Inter Milan who will be inferior of them, who will think, right, we need to sit in and just hope for our moments to come in the game. And if they get those moments, they have to take them. But I don't buy this with Manchester United and everything anyway. We don't help ourselves. We're at the busy end of the season, and this is how far your football club's fallen. When you're at the busy end of the season, and you've got nothing to play for, really. What do we have to play for, guys? We've got an FA Cup semi-final, which some people don't even think we're going to beat Coventry. Or we're even panicking about playing Coventry and getting embarrassed. And that's another record on the tally of Eric Ten Hag, where we had 7-0s, we've had 4-1s, we've had fucking 6-3s at the Etihad. Like, we've had all these embarrassing results and records. 4-0 at Brentford, there's another one. And then you get to this now. But if City, like I say, gets to the final of any competition, they're heavily favourites to win it. Because it's just the way that they are. They always get to a certain stage this side of the season where it's like 5 or 6 games to go. I think maybe even in history, I think they're one of the best teams when it comes to the busy end of the season. Because as a team, they don't fragment. They don't bottle. They don't have those, thoughts in the back of their mind of, oh shit, the pressure's getting to us, one slip, one mistake. They don't think like that. They're true hardened winners. They're serial winners. And the only time that you ever stay winners is you get rid of the players who don't have that mentality anymore, or you bring in players who have that mentality exactly as the other 10 players that are around them. You need a big starting 11 of players who are all in the same mindset of, we can't be defeated. We can go invincible in a season. We can break records. We can do whatever. But it would break everybody. It'd break everybody if they did it. Again, anyway.
Of course.
But
yeah.
That's the only one I agree. I agree with Saeed anyway. I think the only one that I could see them dropping points in the Premier League running is Spurs. But Spurs, you don't know what you're going to get. They're like a fucking pack of revels. You don't know what you're going to get. That's the problem with Spurs.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying Spurs. Khalid's saying
Wolves,
Wolves.
I think it's a bit of an iffy one. They've not had a good record against Wolves before. I will say that, to be fair.
Yeah. Scholes, he's come in and it's all wet because it's pissing down in Manchester. Hey, what's new? What's new? So he's pissing down and it needs to be dried. And he likes a treat when he comes back. So I'm just giving him some treats. Scholes, you're not going to win the FA Cup? Nah, he's not interested.
Nah, he's put his head down. He's put his head down like all of us.
That's a bad omen. That's a bad sign. He's not having it. He's not having it. But 100% Tom, I agree. I agree with every word what you said there. Guys, please let me know how many likes we got on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. But it's just, it's heartbreak, man. It's heartbreak to see that our club just like, and all teams, it had to be City. Of all the teams, it had to be City to do what they've done. Just shows you how the two clubs have been, how the two clubs have been run. And that's an indictment of the Glazers, indictment of the Woodward era, indictment of everybody who's come to the bankers, what they've done to this football club. This channel would not exist, by the way, if it wasn't for the bankers and the Glazers. And the research I've done, Tom's got friends in Bristol. Every time he was at Bristol, Tom was hitting me up going, guess where I am? Bristol University bankers, mate. Tom had friends who lived near there. And Tom will be like, Nuruddin, guess where I am? Right next to where those Muppets met. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. If you wrote it as a film, Tom, you'd be like, nah, you can't believe that. You know what I mean? You couldn't write it as a film, could you?
No, of course you couldn't.
Yeah, it's just super. For me, it's surreal. And I just feel as though it would be an absolute shocker. Just City winning 4. For me, honestly, Tom, I said it in a straight jacket before. I'll go to the city centre and register and go, this is officially, the Premier League is officially a farmers' league. Because how can a team win it 4 times in a row? 4 and do another treble? Like, it's unbelievable, mate. Yeah, the rest of the relegation shown is competitive. Even the Champions League places are not even that competitive anymore. Because we're not competing in it. I mean, Newcastle could have competed in it if they didn't have as many injuries as we've had. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy. I'm not watching Match of the Day on Saturday, so I need to watch that. But honestly, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking to know that Pep Guardiola has turned the Premier League into a farmers' league. Honestly, it's official. If they win the league, it'll be official farmers' league. There's nobody there to challenge. Nobody there to challenge. And I don't see it. And then Arsenal, if you looked at Arsenal have got United. And that's one game I think the whole stadium will be cheering for Arsenal to win. If they get back in it. If Arsenal get back in this league title, we'd want them to win it. Because I would want Arsenal to win the league. 100%. 100%. It's not a two-way thing. It'll be one, because they're a traditional club who've done it the traditional way. They've not had big daddy's money. They've not bent the rules. 2, they've done it in a way where they got a coach who's a really good coach and they trusted him and they were there for a part of a project and they won the league, right? So, yeah, I've been happy for that. And that's the thing that might give us a way for us to give us what the future could be of Manchester United. But unfortunately, yeah, Liverpool can never see them winning the league, Tom. You know me, I love singing 20 times, Man United. 20 times, 20 times, I say.
Brother, they'll nick it from us, mate. They'll start singing at Anfield.
I can't have it, Tom.
They'll start singing at Anfield, mate. That'll be the new
I can't have it. You know what? People, don't forget that. Celtic used to sing that, you never walk alone. At one time, United fans used to sing it back in the day, you know that? After the Munich disaster, United fans used to sing that song as well. You'll never walk alone. So, yeah, they've nicked that and made it their own. A lot of football fans used to sing that song.
Well, they have the similar thing with Dortmund, don't we? Dortmund have a German rendition of it, but they call with Dortmund. Obviously, they're called the Yellow Wall, so it's like a German transition of it. Anyway, So for example, Klopp, when he first went to Liverpool from Dortmund, and there was that sort of transitional period, the reason why Liverpool fans bought into the guy so much was because he understood the culture of the football club. Because the same tune that always gets played at the home game for Liverpool, there's a German rendition of it in Dortmund for Borussia Dortmund's games as well, with them being the yellow wall. So he understood the fabric of the football club straight away. And that's why it's a perfect connection for that club. Man United, this is the problem that we have in it anyway. Even if you get rid of Ten Hag now, like everybody's saying, you need a manager who needs to come to this football club. Either they've been in this league and they understand the league, or whatever it is, they need to have some understanding, A, of the league, B, what they're getting themselves in for, and C, the expectation of Manchester United. As fans, I always see with a manager, minimum you'll get 2 years. But in those 2 years, if you don't show us something, you don't get the third year. It's as simple as that. You have to earn that third year within the 2 years that you have. First year, you familiarise yourself with your players. You got a couple of your boys in there. You build a style of play. Second year, that's where then you need to see a little bit of progression. Okay, are we, say, getting third place? Are we in the semi-finals of the Premier League, or we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup? Are we competing? That's the sort of style that you need. You need to compete in the second year. And then in the third year, that's where you need to go from gear one, gear one at the start. You maybe get up to gear 3, and then when you get to the third year, put it into gear 5, and you need to go full throttle. And you need to be up there for the league title. You need to be up and thereabouts in the knockout stages of the Champions League. You need to be probably getting to the FA Cup final on a consistent basis. It's a shame if you're not. And that's the issue with our club. I don't look at any of the managers that we've brought in. I don't think they've understood the path and the sort of roadmap that you have to have at Man United. When you come in as a manager, you're going to damage your reputation in your first year because the players are going to drag you down a level. You're going to be dragged down a level by the players. But then in the second season, you have to take the players there and then boost them up a level. And that's the issue. But you need to get in, first of all, you need to get in a coach who can work with this squad of players, because it's going to take a couple of years to deconstruct this whole team. And as soon as you deconstruct it and you get a manager in who might be able to get the better out of some players, players that we're writing off, for example, say if a new manager comes in or whatever, and let's say he finds a new role for Casemiro, and he says, you know what, Casemiro, you're not going to be a defensive midfielder anymore. He might turn him into a centre-half, and he might have a job there. Centre-half that you don't have as much legs or anything. If you put a player next to him, you can give him that security. And then if you can play out from the back or whatever, then you'll do an okay job. Managers do it all the time. They can adapt players. Gvardiol, when they brought him in at City, they spent 70 or 80 million pounds on the guy. He wasn't a left back when he brought him in there. He was a solid centre half. But Pep's transitioned him over to play that way. This is what I'm talking about with managers. Managers do it. Ben White wasn't a right back when he was brought in. He was a centre half at Leeds and Brighton. Arteta's transitioned him to play that role because it's better for him. If you think Casemiro is a decent player because he can win those 50-50 balls, he's decent in the air, clearly knows how to attack set pieces, so he's got a good thing about knowing how to defend them from the opposite side of the game, change of position for him. Same with Mason Mount. Mason Mount, do we really know what Mason Mount's best position is in this team? No, we don't. You need a manager to come in and identify that. He's a £50 million player. You need to use him in some regard or some way. And that's what I mean. You need a manager who's going to come in, identify the problem or cause within this squad and change it. But Jesse Marsh, anyway, when he did the podcast show with Simon Jordan anyway through William Hill, he said it anyway when he spoke to Ralph about his tenure and his time at Man United. And he just said privately to Jesse that the culture at Man United is completely wrong. The players, they don't understand what it means to play for that sort of a club. The young players that are coming through are looking up to those players who don't understand the club, and they're taking the lessons from those players. They look at such as, for example, Marcus Rashford, and they think, is that the right attitude for Manchester United? I don't understand. He's supposed to be the poster boy, like you said, Nuriddin. He's the poster boy for Man United. He's the academy graduate kid. And you look at, for example, Mason Greenwood. You can't attach yourself to a young player like that coming through the ranks at United based upon what's happened in his personal life. So you're looking up at it now and you're thinking, well, who's the next role model? Oh, Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino's been in the Man United system, first team system, for about what? Realistically, about what? 4, 5, 6 months maybe. He's not been here long enough to attach yourself to him. He's not a person who's going to look at the young kids and say, this is what you need to do, this is that. He's a young kid himself. You need leadership 100%. In this team, but you need leadership from players.
In the football club, full stop,
who in the football club. Yeah, exactly. And that's why when people laughed at me, Nuruddin, when I said about keeping people like Darren Fletcher, the one thing that Darren Fletcher's actually done good is he makes the kids regimental in the academy.
We need to keep him, Tom. Have you seen? Tom, we need to keep him. Have you seen his son? His son is a quite really good player.
Yeah, they're good.
The youth team, yeah.
He is a good player, but in terms of himself,
he
understands it from a player's perspective because he's been one himself, and he knows this football club. That's the reason why people like Murto and that they've had to work themselves up at Man United. They don't understand Man United. He's not been a player here. He's not worked for. He's not realistically even a Manchester United bloke. He's a Scouser. He worked for Everton for about 4 or 5 years with David Moyes.
Exactly.
So he doesn't understand this club. That's the difference. Ralph Rangnick coming here in what's the space of 4 or 5 months. He knew this football club inside out. And do you know why he knew it? Because he's smart. He's been in big football clubs. He's been around big operations. The German national team. He's been in and around it with all the German clubs. He's now doing it with Austria. People said the guy can't coach. He's taking Austria to the Euros. Who's to say that this guy can't coach? He's on Bayern Munich's list to be the new manager. And people are telling me that the guy couldn't coach. No, the club didn't want to listen to him. And the reason why they didn't want to listen to him was because the truth hurts people at this football club. And the only thing that guy didn't do was he didn't name the people. If he'd have named the people, I'd have made you a guaranteed fact. The 3 people that he would have named inside that football club that were the rooting problem of why Man United aren't successful is the players, the ownership, and the directors. And if he'd have said that, he'd have been sacked on the spot, and he'd have done probably what happened with Antonio Conte. Pack your bags, see you later. We'll see the season out with your assistant or whoever. But no, with Darren Fletcher, his kids are quite good. I will admit
you know that. One of them, the one that's in on the 18th, he is proper talented.
I think it's Jack.
Jack Fletcher. Ooh, that wonder of a left foot. Wow, just been lightning. Bit of lightning in Manchester just now. Storm. Can you hear it? Woo! Scholes is freaked out of it. Yo, cats and dogs don't like thunder and lightning, man. Big thunder and lightning go on here. Look at him. Oh, bless him. It's okay. Don't get scared, fella. Don't get scared. You just seen massive flash of lightning there across and big thunder, and he's like that. Freaked out. Listen, that's what I'm like with Manchester when I start getting ready to watch Manchester United. The face that Scholesy had is what usually happens to me when I'm watching Manchester United people. But listen, I think we've nattered on enough, man. Emery for 3 years while we rotate the dead wood out. Emery for 3 years. Well, you know what? At least his team played football, man. Honestly,
but he doesn't have the players here. He doesn't have the players here.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have the players here, so it'll be Pete Tong from straight away.
Listen, to me, the guy that I want is De Zerbi because I know he's a training ground guy. But if you clear him out 6 players and bring him 6 new players to come and start in that first team, then I think he can do something in terms of getting us playing better football. Do I think De Zerbi is the kind of guy that's win us league titles? No. I think he's a guy that can put down a fundamental way of playing, a modern way of playing, and then the next 5 maybe could be able to improve us. But at this moment in time, Manchester United are nowhere not going to be anywhere near winning a Champions League or winning a league title. So that's why I want to coach. I just want to enjoy some good football, Tom. I just want to be excited, Tom, to watch my team play football. I just want to turn on the television or go to the game and go, oh, I'm going to see some good football, some good combinations on the pitch here today. I'm going to see some exciting goals.
Yeah.
Deprived of the basics.
What's funny, Nuruddin, is at the start of the stream when we were saying about when the Coventry game was, we don't even know when the game is. That's what I mean about our football.
And if we were
club, man.
playing, and Tom, I promise
We
you,
don't
if
even
we
know
were
what day
playing
we were
good,
playing on.
if we were playing good football, we'd all know what it was. Exactly.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
It would be all in our diaries already.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I'm saying to you guys is that I'm genuinely real. If Tom wants to come and do it, I'll give him the login. He can come in here on Thursday nights and he can do the match. I'm not doing a conference or a Europa League bar from this channel. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Because I'm not winning. I'm not having Manchester United beating Mickey Mouse Cups forever, mate. I'm not.
You won't be in it for long anyway, but it looks at it.
I hope and pray. I hope Sheffield bury us. I hope Burnley bury us. And I hope we finish 9th and 10th where we deserve to finish. Remember how many teams we robbed 1-0 by 1 goal? Mm-hmm. How many results we were putting together doing that?
True. Very true.
Yeah, big up Sheely. Yeah, 100%. Yusuf says the fan base has been staffed since Fergie left. The only solid year for fully attacking football will do us. And only one guy perfect fits that profile this year. 100%. 100%. Manchester United should borrow how the NFL works, specific coaches for forwards, midfielder, centre-back in every position. Yeah, you might be right, Windy. Why don't we try that? At this moment, Windy, I'm willing to try everything just so that I can go watch a game and be excited to watch my team play. Because I don't. And this is the bad thing, Tom. We were on this channel. We were calling it out in January last year. So it's not like we're jumping on a bandwagon.
No, it's true. It's true.
You will never catch me as a watch along. Next season, though, I might do Champions League watch along just for being a fan of football. I might do it. I'll do it. As a fan, I've got years of experience of watching Manchester United in the Champions League. So I might as well do it next season. Honestly, I was thinking that the other day. I was like, maybe I should do that next season. I don't ever want to do anything Europa, pal. Nothing to do with Europa Conference. Oh my God. That would be the ultimate downfall of Manchester United. Conference.
We've got to add to the trophy that's missing from the cabinet already.
You know what?
You
know what? I might actually do a match reaction for the conference for the laugh. Not Europa League, but for the conference. Just for the laugh. Just to remind us all, just to remind you all just how terrible what the downfall of Manchester United have been. I swear to God, I'll take a relegation right now to get rid of these vultures. I swear to you, I don't think you guys believe me when I say that. I'll take having my heart broken, going to Old Trafford to get relegated, to get rid of these vultures. That's how deep it is for me. I can never speak for all of you. I can never claim I speak for many Manchester United fans. I don't. I speak for myself. And I'm willing to do that because I know Manchester United are not going to be where we need to be, back to being a football club, with those vultures still involved in the football club.
Yeah.
It's simple as that, people. But anyway, we might not get Europe. Yeah, Tom. Sorry, Khalees. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll celebrate that. I'll celebrate it. I swear to God. I'll be like, thank God. You guys remember, the only best thing about Ronaldo comeback is that Ronaldo's goals saved us from me from going to another season in the Europa League. Remember, dropping out the group stages and going into the Europa League. Oh, Ronaldo. That, to me, is the best memory of recent years. Against Villarreal at home, against Atlanta at home. You know what I mean? Ronaldo putting them to bed in a game that both of them should have won, really, if we've been right, Tom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Please, laugh along. We'll take relegation as well as Nuri. Yeah, 8, please. Laugh along. I would take relegation. 100%. 100%, mate. Big up to you, Raymond. Listen, big up to all the therapy massive. Please let people know about the channel. We talk about what's going on in the world. We always stand with the oppressed people of the world. And we stand against the oppression. And we will forever shout free Palestine and stop the genocide and stop what that Zionist state is doing, what is murdering and genociding people. We will always speak up against the Zionism, which is, to me, a form of fascism. It's a form of fascism. It is. It's racist to the core. It is. It is racism, Zionism for me. So for me, I will always stand against that. Always stand against that. I'm anti-war. I don't want anybody to die in wars. I don't want anybody's children to die in wars. We don't need that in this world. But before anything, I'm not just for peace. I'm for liberation. Then to get the liberation, justice, then peace. That's where it goes. Liberation, justice, then peace. That's what we want, people. Free fucking Palestine. Stand against the state of Israel and what it's doing in that part of the world. Bombing countries like it likes. While Big Daddy and Small Daddy, Britain, look after it. What an absolute shit show this world is. Honestly, I think I'm going crazy. Big up to you, though, Man UFC 14. We'll guarantee Europa if we beat Coventry. Oh, my God. You've just got a dagger in my heart. Come on, Coventry. We're not beating City in the final anyway. No, Tom, I'm sorry. I'm not having it. I'm not having a fucking conference.
Come on, Coventry.
Or Europa. Come on, fucking. Come on, Coventry. Tom, I'm not fucking having that. I'm not having it, Tom. I'm not having it. Yeah, Richie. Yeah, Scholesy. Scholesy is an absolute little wonder. He's a beautiful soul, man. Love pets, man. Love cats. Love dogs. You know what I mean? There was a time in my life where I was really not good with dogs. I used to do the paper round and I got bitten by a German Shepherd right in my backside, mate. So I was never a fan of dogs, but I grew to love them. You know what I mean? But honestly, man, if that's true, the finalists go to Europa League if you make it to the FA Cup final? Oh, yeah, because I remember some team went to the FA Cup final, remember? I was like, was it Watford? Did Watford play in the Europa League that season?
Did they?
I think one team did. A team did
Was it Southampton when we played them?
Maybe.
I think it was Southampton when we played them because they got the qualification and then we beat them in the Carabao Cup final or the FA Cup. One of the other, when Mourinho won it with Ibrahimovic. Yeah,
100%. 100% Sir Eric Ten Hag. Ukraine is also innocent people dying there. So 100%. We stand anybody who's going under war. But the big difference between this, Eric, is that Britain is helping the Ukraine. Refugees are coming here. They can come here. No problem. And Britain's sending all of our tax money, a lot of our taxpayers' money, to go and help them, right? But Israel's doing a genocide, and our taxpayers' money is helping them to do a genocide. So that's why we speak about that, mate. It's crazy, but big up to you. Pick up. No, 100%. Honestly, please don't tell me it's true. Is it true, Khalees? Please, somebody confirm it for me. Is it true that if you go to the FA Cup final, then you got guaranteed Europa League?
I'm just having a look now, and I think it is true.
Oh, no. Please, no.
I actually do think it is true, but I think you'll get it anyway because you'll have an extra Europa League spot because you'll have the Champions League. If City win the
Champions League, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, or I think City or Arsenal. If one of them win it, then you get an extra spot. I think it is, or they have to get to the final or something like that. Anyway.
Well, I hope the Zerbi realizes that he can't. If it's the Zerbi next season or whatever the coach that comes in, I hope he plays the kids and gets the hell out of that cup, man. I hope he does. But I love to win the FA Cup. Of course, I love to win the FA Cup. To me, the FA Cup is the greatest cup competition in the world. It's the greatest cup competition in the world because if you don't know what that is, research the FA Cup. When it ends, it starts from all the way from the bottom of the football amateur pyramid, amateur leagues, and it goes up to all year round, all the rounds to be played. It's the greatest cup competition in the world by absolute mile. And I love the FA Cup. Yeah. Listen, big up. We can do that, Lucing. Let's hope we can do that. But big up. Yeah, big up, man. Like you say, FA Cup winners already go to Europa League spot based on the league position. The runners-up would get to the Europa League spot. Oh my God. It's confirmed. So you either win it then, Manchester United win it, beat whoever the finalist is, or we get out before we get embarrassed. To me, the worst thing, Tom, would be not winning it and then end up in the Europa League. That would kill me, mate. But you just know that. I'm not covering it on this channel. Just know that. Not happening. I'm not, honestly, genuinely, I'm not doing it. I might do, if we get to the conference for a laugh, I'll do the conference. For a laugh, but I'm not doing the Europa League. I hate that competition. I'm sorry.
We're live from fucking Kazakhstan.
Yeah. Big up.
Jesus.
Big up, man. Big up to everybody. Big up to Tom. Make sure you follow Tom Journalist 1. And make sure you follow Khalees as well. It's Khalees Ramadan Lassie on Twitter. Make sure you follow him. If you want to be a bit abreast of all news and Twitter, he's a Twitter man. So make sure you give him a follow at Khalees Ramadan Lassie. So make sure you give him a follow. Love and light, people. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. But God, if you see, he said to me now, if I could have a window into the future right now, and when we're going to win the FA Cup, I'm like, go on, Coventry, get to a final. And they've got pedigree, by the way. Coventry have got pedigree in the FA Cup. They've got pedigree. They've actually won it, Coventry. They won it in the 70s, I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it is what it is. But listen, free Palestine, man. Free the Congo, free Sudan, free Tigray region, free Congo, free wherever people are oppressed in this world, wherever they may be. Free the people in Ukraine. Free everybody. We say that. We say that. But if you want to know the truth about what's happening in Ukraine and don't believe the BBC and Sky, go and research it. Encroachment of Russian territory, mate. The deal that was signed by Gorbachev and all those people when the Soviet Union broke away, NATO is an aggressive stance in the world. It's not a defensive network. It's an attacking one. And they're encroaching on Russian border. That is a fact. Nobody can deny that. History's there. It's written in the books, people. Go and do your own research. Don't believe me. But I still don't want anybody to die, and I don't want anybody being attacked. I don't want that. But now there's a genocide and a starvation as a weapon of war being used. And this country and America and the West are supporting it. Shame on them. Fucking shame on them. FA Cup's the oldest cup competition in the world. Hopefully Chelsea will pull Roy of the Rovers against City. We'll do the business Coventry and take the cup. Wow, Yusuf. That's dream, eh? That's dream. I think that's the only. I think out of a horrendous season, maybe that's the only thing we could ever hope for, isn't it, Tom?
At this fucking point, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it. But big up to Tom Journalist 1. Make sure you follow him. And big up to all of you. Please smash a like. Let me know what the players you're getting rid of in the starting 11. Luke Shaw. I'm talking about the starting 11 that started the season. Who you getting rid of? Let me know about that. We already know the players who are going. Donny van der Beek and that thrown under the bus. Martial, unfortunately, his body give up on him. You know what I mean? He had 2 or 3 good seasons for me, for Manchester United. And he was actually quite entertaining footballer to watch. But big up. Shaqiri and Rashid is already chosen a side there. Standing with the Russians. Big up to you. Cheeky. GoFundMe structure travel to the Conference League games. Oh God. Can you imagine me being outside the stadiums? Hey, talking to
Thursday night in Poland.
You know what?
Somewhere.
Exactly, clubs we've never heard of. Oh my God. Big up to you, Windy. Love and light. Big up to you. Love and light. Take care, people. Those countries choose to broker with the US. Today, Russia is an old USA. Stop all wars. There you go. Big up. Listen, we're under that one. Win, lose, or draw. Bite Glazers out. Ineos or Twerkers. Get the hell out of here, man. Stop this. What is it? The new one we're on now? We are on Garden and Leave FC. You know what I mean? Garden and Leave FC, mate. Honestly, it's the worst. No vlogs, mate. Oh, my God. No vlogs. Can you imagine that? I would fly everywhere on a Thursday to go and vlog. About
man with a bike vlogs to OT, mate.
Me and my bike, can you imagine, Tom? Me and my bike on the plane. Me on my bike, biking it, flogging on the bike. Listen, let me know who you're getting rid of in the chat. Those of you who watch this video later, who you getting rid of in the chat. And we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll try to find a Coventry fan to come on and talk about the FA Cup. But we'll see you hopefully on a Thursday, if not Wednesday. But any news breaks, we'll be live again, innit? But love and light, people. Take care of yourselves. Big up, Tom.
Big up.
Good night, people.
Good night.
Blazers out.